In today's True Crime, an exclusive update on a horrific story that we have been following since the beginning. As the months go on, the national case and shocking accusations of sexual abuse against disgraced superstar R. Kelly keep rising. From the beginning, he has always denied every allegation. There are pending trials in 3 states now, in New York, Illinois, and Minnesota. What does the future hold for R. Kelly? And will the mounting evidence send him to jail? Today, we have the daytime exclusive. R. Kelly's former crisis manager, Darrell Johnson, is here, giving us an inside look into this case. Plus, he'll finally reveal what made him resign from R. Kelly's team. Take a look. Throughout his multi-decade career, there have been no shortage of shocking accusations and claims of misconduct against R&B superstar R. Kelly. In February 2002, a reporter for the Chicago Sun-Times anonymously received a 26-minute video allegedly showing Kelly engaged in sexual conduct with an underage girl. That video was sent to police. Kelly was indicted 4 months later on multiple child pornography charges and faced up to 15 years in prison. After finally going to trial in 2008, Kelly was found not guilty on all 14 counts. But in the past 10 years, as he continued to make chart-topping albums, allegations continued to surface that Kelly had sex with underage girls, as well as had abusive relationships with dozens of women, some believed to be kept by Kelly against their will. This year, 2 of these women, whose parents claim they are being held hostage, Jocelyn Savage and Azriel Clary, came forward and gave an interview denying their parents' allegations and stating that they are in a happy, loving relationship with R. Kelly. Throughout this past spring and summer, a multitude of charges against Kelly mounted in several states. In July, he was arrested on new federal charges and held without bond. In the middle of this legal battle, his crisis manager, Darrell Johnson, quit, causing quite a stir online and in the media, leaving many to wonder what possibly caused his abrupt departure. Joining me now is R. Kelly's former crisis manager, Darrell Johnson.
Good to be here.
I know you've been under the spotlight a bit recently. So you worked for 8 months with R. Kelly and his team, managing crises. What kinds of problems did you manage for R. Kelly?
Well, as a crisis manager, my job is to help the client navigate from A to Z so that he understands what's coming, what's happening, and to prepare for trial.
So a crisis manager, they have to know everything that's going on. They need to know the truth to do their jobs well.
Absolutely.
Do you believe you knew the truth about what was going on in R. Kelly's life?
I do. So you have to go back to 1991. Tiffany Hawkins, who signed an NDA with Mr. Kelly, and trial took place 1996 and 2008.
Yeah.
He was acquitted of both of those charges. Now, if you look at what's happening, out of 56 women, probably only 4 can take the stand. All those women have non-disclosures and NDAs with Mr. Kelly. You know, the Surviving R. Kelly came out a year ago. And when it came out, then it escalated into we got to lock up Mr. Kelly. Innocent or guilty, if a person is acquitted of a case twice, he didn't beat the case, he was acquitted by a jury.
My questions aren't about the legal issues. I'm up to date on those.
Right.
It's whether you on the inside understood what was happening with R. Kelly.
Absolutely.
And so if there are dozens of non-disclosures, that doesn't mean he's not guilty of doing things that he shouldn't have done. It just means that they can't talk about it. So you gave him advice all along, right?
I did.
So this is part of that. Do you believe you know what happened to the dozens of women who have non-disclosures in this case?
I believe I know what I know, what were presented, the facts. Everything he ever told me was consistent.
And did you give him advice that he took or did not take?
He took advice. Ms. Kelly listened very well to a lot of things I said, because he's his own man. He's very smart. Now, he can't read and write, but not being able to read and write doesn't change the fact that he's intelligent. It may sound kind of crazy. He has a good understanding of what's going on around him.
So when you told him that you're going to be going to court and you're going to be accused in different states, how did he react to that?
Mr. Kelly was very nervous. He was very scared. as anybody would be, facing 175 years in the state or the federal penitentiary. You won't live that long anyway.
You're a father of a young woman. Do you empathize with what those parents were angry about?
Well, I empathize with anybody that has those kind of feelings. The problem I had was Mr. Kelly was picked up walking his dog in Chicago. The Savages were in Chicago when he got arrested. Why jump on a plane and fly to Atlanta when your daughter is there and Mr. Kelly is locked up? If he's in jail, why are you talking to me? Go get your daughter. That makes no sense. What am I going to do with your daughter? I'm a crisis manager. I'm not a babysitter.
Can we move to the Gayle King interview?
Sure.
It's a controversial moment. So Darrell was interviewed by CBS's Gayle King about the R. Kelly trials, and he made another reference about being a protective father. I'm going to try to quote you here. You said you would never leave your daughter around anyone who was accused of pedophilia.
Well, let me say this to you. My daughter was not of subject. I was in daddy mode. That's where I was. I wasn't a crisis manager. If I had to redo the interview, I would have said something different. My daughter's not a factor. And I think that was blown way out of proportion because it had nothing to do with my daughter.
Would you or did you allow your daughter to be near R. Kelly?
Again, I'm going to say this to you. I believe Mr. Kelly is innocent. I have no problem with Mr. Kelly. I spent 8 months with him. He had a normal life. He had 2 women that lived with him. I couldn't do that, but he did it. Hugh Hefner had 6 live with him, and he was celebrated in Hollywood. Once a year, everybody go up and celebrate him and put it on national TV. He had 2 girlfriends, and they all agreed to it. I mean, like, that's his thing. I don't know why does everybody get all the arms in it. What's the problem? He had 2 girlfriends, Darrell and Jocelyn, and they were all in love. They loved each other. They went to the movies, shopped together, and these young ladies, these are not girls, these are grown women. We got to clear it up. These are not girls. These are grown women who can make their own choice. Mr. Kelly's locked up. Again, he's locked up. Who's holding these young ladies hostage now?
Do you believe R. Kelly is a pedophile?
Absolutely not.
Positive.
Absolutely not.
Do you believe R. Kelly is innocent
I do.
of all the charges?
Absolutely.
So what is giving rise to dozens of young women, many of them claiming they were under the age of 18, saying that they were abused by R. Kelly?
When the media gets hold to it and it inflames, people run from situations. All these stars now that's backing off of R. Kelly, these are the same people that was performing R. Kelly. When they could make money off of R. Kelly, it was good. Now, oh, well, I got to take my hands off R. Kelly. You know, he's this, he's that, and all that stuff.
If he's acquitted, do these celebrities come back and work with him again?
Well, if it was me, I wouldn't want to work with him. You don't kick a dog down when he's down. So if Mr. Kelly is found innocent, I think whatever he does from here on out, whether successful as a R&B artist or whatever, he'll have a future.
All right. So in July, you resigned from R. Kelly's team,
Right.
citing personal reasons.
Right.
Well, we never really heard what happened. Did R. Kelly fire you?
Okay, so let me tell you what happened. My mother had a massive stroke,
I'm sorry.
okay? When I found that out, I immediately moved to dismiss myself or remove myself from Mr. Kelly's team. That's what people didn't know. I never used that as an excuse. 2 days ago, she died. So that's where we are. So no one fired me. I resigned. That's why I resigned, my mom.
Do you intend to go back and work with R. Kelly in crisis management again?
If Mr. Greenberg needs me, they welcome me back. Again, I 1,000% believe in Mr. Kelly. I believe in his innocence. It's really bad now that he's been treated like he's already been found guilty.
What are your worries about the trials?
I have no worries. As I said, R. Kelly is an example. That's what he is. This case, it will not stick.
One last question, but it's an important one. When you talk to your daughter about R. Kelly, what does she say to you?
I don't talk to my daughter about R. Kelly. My job is to come in, look at the client, say, hey, here's what you're up against. Here's what's taking place. Here's how we navigate from A to Z. If the client listens, the client will be okay. If the client doesn't, then he won't be. My job is to help him understand it.
All right. Through his lawyers, R. Kelly has denied all allegations of abuse, sexual exploitation, and any involvement with underage girls. Be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss anything. And remember to check back often to see what's new.